want to move over. I don't know if y'all heard, according to Ja Morant, they were saying that he's finally got his sentence. He's been suspended for 25 games next season with the Grizzlies. My question is really just, is this enough punishment for him? I mean, if you look at his history, with the videos, the guns on live, and just all of that stuff, do you guys feel like that's enough punishment, or does he need a little more discipline? Oh,
He'll
James,
be
you
losing a lot of he'll be losing a lot of money for sure. And I think because of the games that he is missing, he's now ineligible to make things like all NBAs, defensive player of the year, MVP, anything like that. He won't be able to make any sort of headway into that because of the new collective bargaining agreement or the new NBA rules. You have to play a certain amount of games in order to be eligible
yeah.
for those awards. So he'll be losing money there. I believe he'll also be losing, a few $1 million in sponsorship deals. So I think the NBA felt like they were doing the right thing. And let's just face it, this is one of the star guys in the NBA, and the NBA has been better from a marketing standpoint when Ja Morant plays. So
Yeah.
you give him a 25-game suspension, and it's kind of a slap on the wrist still to me, but
Yeah.
you got to understand the NBA. The NBA wants their top guys playing. You can't have them out for long. So I think they did what they felt was best, and I think for me, once we get into All-Star time, if it's between him and another player, don't be surprised if the other player gets in and not Ja Morant. If it comes down to who's going to be on that reserve for the Eastern or what for the Western All Stars, Memphis being in the West. So it'll definitely be an interesting thing to see how he comes back and how he deals with all the questioning, what he does in his off time while he is suspended for those 25 games. Too short for me, but the NBA did what they felt was right, so we just have to go with that. Go with it as fans.
Yeah, honestly, in my opinion, I definitely think it should have been at least 35 to me. I feel like because this is not the first incident with him. I feel like it's kind of like you already know what you're supposed to be doing and you're kind of going against that. So it's like I don't really feel sorry for him, honestly. James, what do you think?
The first time he was definitely kind of showing off for social media. The second time was kind of giving the league the middle finger is what it seemed like, because it was like, I'm still going to do this anyway. I don't care what kind of media attention it's going to get me. I'm just going to go ahead and go through with it. And I think 25 probably fair, but it's good to have the superstar players back out on the court. I agree with that for sure. I did see, though, after his suspension, there was a video that came out on TMZ, and he was lighting candles with a gun lighter. And it was saying it was in an attempt to prove that the gun was fake all along, which, I mean, you could get replica guns on the internet, on Amazon, that are lighters. So that's a possibility. But is this him doing it kind of a third time, almost flaunting the league? Because I mean, it's not a real gun, no. It's the representation of a gun. So,
I mean, I feel like even if it is a fake gun, I mean that still doesn't really help his case. I feel like that actually kind of makes it even kind of worse. The fact that it was a fake gun, um, the image that you're putting out, is not, it just didn't mix up with him, honestly. So, I mean, no, I don't think it was a third thing, but I think it was just something like it's pointless at this point. Like you already been suspended, that type of thing. So, yeah, honestly. And then kind of my last question leading up to that was, will this punishment help Ja Morant learn his lesson, or is this just like this? He can possibly do it again. Do y'all think?
We'll have to find out. We'll definitely just have to find out. No, nobody knows what's in Ja's heart. You thought the first time after he has the interview with Jalen Rose, and he
Yeah.
also comes out and makes a statement, I believe, on Instagram or Twitter, and says, I'm sorry, this will never happen again. I let so many people down. thought after the first time it wouldn't be a problem. But he comes out, with the gun the second time and tries to say that it was just a toy. But I think for a lot of us, if we get in trouble for doing something the first time, at least I would like to say 6 times out of 10, we would not like to do it again. But you are asking a guy who is 23, 24 years old, who has millions of dollars behind him. He's the star in one of the biggest leagues in the entire world, to now be responsible. It's kind of a hard thing to do. Maybe this teaches him, maybe it doesn't. Maybe this shows him that probably, if he wants to do those kinds of things, maybe not have cameras around and do it in private. But we live in a social media age where everybody's taking video of everything. So he should be on his P's and Q's, in my opinion. But we'll definitely have to see. I mean, he's a young guy. He's going to make mistakes. But those mistakes do cost you. And hopefully he learns that, and hopefully he understands that after the suspension.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like if it happens a third time, it might just be over, and it's sad to say, because he's young, like you said, he still has a lot of potential to be, Hall of Fame type talent and stuff like that. So that would be exciting to see, but we'll just have to sit back and see as far as like when the season starts and how it plays out. But I wonder how
you feel watching his team from the couch and watching them play. That's got to be really hard for him.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully that it's some sort of like lesson to just don't put your guns on social media. That's a pretty easy thing to avoid, it seems like.
Right. Well, it is, but like I feel like with him it's more of a mental thing. There's something in his mental that's telling him like, okay, I have to do this. And we don't know, we can't read his mind. So it's kind of tricky to tell, but we kind of got to wait and see what happens with him, as far as that. But we got like less than a minute left. RJ, appreciate you for joining, man. It was always a pleasure giving us that Laker knowledge. Next episodes we're gonna go in the NBA draft and kind of the trades that's been going on. It's a couple of them that I personally don't agree with, especially dealing with Chris Paul and a few more players. We'll definitely keep you guys updated on that. But thank you, man, RJ. It was a pleasure, man.
Absolutely. Anytime, guys.
Thank you, man. Yeah. But I'm Jamar McKill.
James Derwitz.
And this has been J&J Sports. See you guys later.